Hello and welcome to Hadlow Rural Community School's Transition Information presentation. We would usually share this for you in an evening at school, and we're really saddened to not be able to offer that this year. However, we've got together to record this for you so that you can have it in the comfort of your own home. My name's Mrs. Deakin and I'm Assistant Head Teacher responsible for learning support, transition and admission, among other things. We hope you find this really useful, and we will shortly be sending out some information about how you can book on for some questions and answers with our senior leaders if you have anything that you'd like to follow up with us after this presentation. Thank you. Our ethos covers principles by which we conduct ourselves as staff and students. We are proud that it captures a well-rounded set of expectations used to set high aspirations for our whole school community, and we were really pleased that Ofsted felt the same and captured it in this really positive comment. Working together as a united front is the key to our pupils and your child's success. That means we need to communicate openly and trust each other to always do right by the child. We recognise achievements and know how pupils value this. Occasionally, we might need to share less positive information to work together to ensure the child achieves their fullest potential as a well-rounded individual. At HRCS, we pride ourselves on having high expectations of not just our students, but also our staff. Our staff like to get to know our students, not just how they learn, but who they are as a person. They spend time with them on trips and during lunch times and break times having discussions and hearing about what they enjoy. We are able to personalise learning. Differentiation is an expectation, so pupils receive the stretch and challenge they might need if they are higher ability in that subject, but also the scaffolding or chunking or different resourcing in order to access a topic. High quality marking is taken seriously. Our English team are part of the Education Endowment Foundation and their flash marking to provide a research and evidence base around that. We provide verbal feedback, trying to tackle any misconceptions live as they're happening, rather than waiting for a marked piece of work once the moment has passed. Each department has their own marking policy, which is suited to their own unique requirements within their subjects. And constructive feedback comes hand in hand with the verbal feedback and our metacognitive approach, which we will explore later.
Hello and good morning. My name is Mark Critchard. I'm the Assistant Head here at Hadlow Rural Community School, in charge of, amongst other things, assessment, recording and reporting. So I just wanted to give you a brief overview of some of our formal assessment models and how we hold high expectations of our students from an academic perspective. All 5 year groups, so years 7 through to year 11, will sit summative assessments at the end of each academic year in the summer term, so in June or July. Year 10 and 11, and in some instances year 9, that will look far more like a more summative GCSE style paper, whereas in lower year groups in the lower school that will be more of an end of year paper based on what they've been learning throughout the year. You'll notice also from a formal assessment point of view, Key Stage 4 will have, so year 10 and 11 will sit 3 exams throughout the year, 1 mock exam at Christmas, 1 at Easter and 1 in summer, whereas year 7 and 8 will only sit their end of year assessment to recap what they've done, like I said, in the summer term, and year 9s will sit a Christmas paper and a summer paper. So year 9s will have 2 mock exams throughout the year. That, of course, will still leave all year groups to have a formal parental report sent out 3 times a year. So whether you sit formal assessments once, twice or 3 times in a year, you will get a written report from us 3 times a year at Key Stage 4, so years 9, 10 and 11. That will be an outline of the new GCSE 9 to 1 grades and what current grades students are working at, whereas in years 7 and year 8 that will look far more like a skills matrix, which will allow parents and carers to have an understanding of which particular topics in each subject those students are excelling in, so whether they're entering, developing and secure in those particular subjects. So starting in year 9, we make a conscious effort here at Hadlow to make sure that the metacognition and the sort of process behind the learning and students' own academic expectations is really rigorous. So we give every student what we call a flight path in every subject, and that allows us to track their progress right the way across their time here at Hadlow against what their target grades are and what their aspirational targets are. So we give everyone a target grade based on their English and Maths fine point score, i.e. what they finished primary school on, and then we make sure that is aspirational by adding 2 grades onto that, so that they both know their target grade and what they call their aspirational target grade, so by the end of year 11 where they should be aiming to come out. And we link these flight paths obviously to the formal assessment fortnights that we have 2 or 3 times a year, so that we can plot on a termly basis exactly what grade each student is working at and whether or not that is above or below target, and therefore students have that understanding of where it is in which particular subjects they need to improve. And that obviously then helps us in terms of that, like I say, that metacognition, to have those conversations with students, with their class teachers at regular intervals throughout the year in terms of, okay, well, what grade am I working at? What is my target grade? What is my minimum expected grade for the year 11? And therefore, okay, am I on track? Am I not on track? And if not, what do I need to do to improve? And then that starts looking at, and we'll come on to that in a minute, that sort of idea of metacognition and those rubrics that we have in each subject from a teaching and learning perspective in terms of, okay, well, what particular skills do I need to focus on in order to improve my grade?
These are just a few examples of some of the trips that we put on in pursuit of excellence for our pupils. Metacognition is the awareness and understanding of your own thought processes. You've heard us talk about this a few times throughout the presentation now, and really this is about our pupils knowing where they are within their learning in each topic, in each lesson. If they don't know where they are and what they're achieving, then how do they know what they can improve on? That's why it's important that they know what grade they're working at and how to get there, and what they need to do to improve. And as such, most of them will have rubrics, this you can see is evidenced here as a mathematics one, in order for them to track and monitor where they are within their learning. Now we move on to discussing our curriculum. The traditional curriculum will have a little bit more information in just a moment, but for land-based, year 7 and 8 pupils can expect that to be 2 lessons a week. We group them onto the same slot so that pupils can arrive in their land-based uniform or their PE kit, depending which they have first in the morning. They can expect to receive a range of land-based activities from agriculture, animals, floristry and countryside. Here you can see which subjects make up the traditional curriculum and the land-based curriculum. It's important to note that the work the pupils do in land-based in year 7 and 8 start already building up the skills that they need to evidence in years 9, 10 and 11 to achieve the level 2 qualification for their land-based learning. Homework can always be quite a contentious issue. Some believe they have too much, some believe there isn't enough. Important thing is communication, and this Show My Homework platform means that both parents, teachers and students are all able to see exactly what is set, when the deadline is, and have access to any resources required for it. It can be an app on your mobile, it can send you alerts about when it's sent, and it can be on the computer. You log in to access the details for completion. Similarly, for efficiency, we use parent mail as our main method of communication. Emails are sent via this system so you can receive things timely, permission forms, booking for parents' evenings, and any payments for lunches, trips and clubs. You should receive an email registration link in September when your child officially joins the role of HRCS. So please follow the instructions to set this up, or give us a call if you're having difficulties. We are very pleased to announce the recent purchase of 2 school buses. If you would like to know any more information, please contact our front desk team who will be happy to help. We are honoured to be entrusted for the next 5 years of your child's lives, and as such we continually provide additional learning opportunities outside of that more traditional model so that your children can grow as unique and independent learners. Family dining means that staff like to come and take lunch with the pupils. This sees them being able to get to know them better and doesn't mean you have to come in for lunch. Activities Week happens at the end of every year and it is bespoke to each year group. Lower down the school it can be team building, and higher up the school tends to be more directed towards careers and work experience. Interform offers team building, camaraderie and healthy competition between groups across a range of activities such as sport, merits, attendance, pumpkin carving, photography and many more. As our pupils reach year 10 and 11, they will start to see the day extend. Compulsory revision sessions take place as part of an addition to their timetables. Our pupils wear their uniform with pride. They are checked at every morning line-up and at line-up as pupils wait to go to lesson. Pupils need to ask if they would like to remove their blazer or their jumper, and once permission is granted, it really isn't a problem at all. The PTA do have a stock of high quality uniform, and if you'd like to know more about this, please give our reception a call. You will find the behaviours for learning displayed in every classroom. Staff have robust training on how this works. Pupils too will receive information both in their planners, which they need to sign up to, and also as part of their initial early days in school. School planners form part of the equipment that is expected for pupils to bring to school every day. If for some reason their planner is not with them, they will be encouraged to go to student support to collect a day sheet. Some students use this because they also like to document their homework in it, but it's also used as a form of communication between tutors and parents. At secondary school, it is expected that pupils bring their own equipment. It can be purchased from school if pupils have forgotten it or misplaced something. But it avoids a loss of learning if pupils come ready with all the things they need. Pink and purple pens are used for peer and self-assessment. A range of colours of highlighters are used within subjects like English for flash marking. All schools take attendance seriously. You can see the statistics in front of you indicate that for every day missed, there is an obvious loss of learning. Our school work with South East Attendance and Advisory Service to ensure that our pupils are accessing school as much as they can. You may recognise our student support team from your transition packs. Pastoral care at Hadlow Rural is excellent. We appreciate that all children will experience some nerves not only on transition, but potentially some difficulties throughout their school life, and as such, they have key people that can help and support them with any of those needs. Enrichment is an excellent opportunity to add further breadth to the offer of experiences that pupils can have at Hadlow Rural. Enrichment also means that you can choose clubs with other pupils who are not necessarily in your class or your year group, so you get to know other people from across the school. The offer of this can change every term depending on demand, or they can be fairly constant, such as sport. We fully appreciate that transition looks very different this year from what it normally would. We don't want for this to disadvantage you at all. So we hope that the things we're sending to you are helping you feel as confident as you can do for your first day. On your first day in school, you'll be the only year group until lunchtime. Hopefully this will give you some time to familiarise yourselves with form tutors, with your peers and with the environment before some of the older children arrive. We hope by now you've seen the virtual tour that's been recorded for you, and although many of you may have visited the school already, we hope the narration gives you some additional information that reassures you of etiquette for your first day. Following this information presentation, I hope that you are keeping a record of any questions you don't feel have been answered. We'd be very happy to answer those, and we'd like to book a Zoom question and answer session with you. So please get in touch with reception if you would like to do that. If you don't have access to Zoom, please don't worry. We're happy to have a phone call or an email either way. You will have seen in your transition booklet and your information pack sent to you a reference to WOW work, and I hope that you've been completing some things at home, or perhaps some of you have still been in school, that you can bring to HRCS to show your teachers exactly what you're capable of. The idea is that you'll be able to stick it on the inside front cover of your new books, and obviously you're going to have new books for each subject, so that's why it's important to have an example of your best literacy for English or your best maths, and then your teachers can start the process of getting to know you right from day one. Each year, Year 7s receive the privilege of an extended lunch break. Generally this is because we find they need a bit of extra time to eat lunch and work out their surroundings, as well as have a bit of an extra longer play in between lessons. We communicate with them via assembly and line-up, as well as messages to tutors about when this will change, and we can do this depending on when we feel they are ready. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this information really useful. Please don't forget to use your transition booklets, because they too provide lots of information, and there are spaces for you to write questions, so when you book your Q&A Zoom session with us, you have it there. I'm going to hand over now to two Year 7s who have just finished their first year at HRCS, so they can let you know exactly how they found their experience, and I hope too that this gives you a sense of confidence in what you're about to start.
Hello, my name is Daisy and I'm a student from Year 7. I knew starting secondary school would be a huge change and a very good opportunity for me to exceed in my education. I remember the first day of Year 7 like it was yesterday. I was extremely nervous due to the fact that I was new to the area and didn't know anybody at this point until I met the teachers. As I entered Hadlow Rural Community School, I met Miss Deakin, Miss Townley and Mr Boxall, the head teacher. They gave me the loveliest welcoming I could have asked for. Towards the end of the day, I was so happy and I couldn't wait to go again the next. Personally, I have found the learning at Hadlow Rural Community School phenomenal. Every day I go into my lessons wanting to learn and enjoy every second of it. This amazing school has so many different subjects that you can learn. Wednesday is my favourite day, since we have PE and land-based. Land-based is a subject where you can learn about a majority of things like animals, countryside, engineering, equine and many more. This school has definitely changed my life and made me more confident as a person. HRCS is for sure the right school for me and hopefully for you too. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Ethan and I started at HRCS on the 3rd of September 2019, which was also the day I turned 12. I was really nervous about starting secondary school, worried that I wouldn't fit in, worried that I wouldn't make friends, worried that the homework would be too hard for me, or that there would be too much. My worries slowly went day after day, and I spent more time with the people in my new form, and with different people in my new classes. I got to know the teachers a bit better each week, and realised that they were nice and always pushed me to do my best in all my subjects. If they see me struggling, they are there to guide me in the right direction. I've made so many friends now, not just in my year, but other years too, which has really built up my confidence. I love science and maths, but one of my favourite subjects is land-based, which I look forward to every Wednesday. We are so lucky to have time away from the classrooms each week to learn about the great outdoors. Getting up close to the animals and learning about them and their habitats is really educational and gives me ideas for what I might want to do when I'm older. If you're the only person from your primary school joining HRCS in September, please don't worry, you'll already have a friend in me and you'll find me most lunchtimes playing table tennis.